It's 9 a.m. Mark, shall we proceed?
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely. So I'm going to end the poll now. Thanks to everyone who answered for us. So to welcome you all again, this is a Knipex webinar hosted by Distrelec. I am Daniel Ball, a supplier marketer at Distrelec. To read the agenda for this webinar, we have questions for Mark, the Q&A function, which I mentioned previously. We have, in case of technical issues, the chat function. I'm going to introduce Mark shortly, the gentleman on your screen, and he will run through the different cable types, the basic know-hows of stripping, tips and tricks for applications, what stripping tools are currently available, and promotional offers. And there will be an exclusive promotional offer to all attendees. So shall we pass over to yourself now, Mark?
Okay, excellent. Daniel, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good morning also from my side. I'm happy that we have so many people from all over Europe again. I will show a presentation and give a practical demonstration on the tools by the cameras. If you're interested in one of the slides or charts, just take a picture with your mobile phone. This is the easiest way. Okay, let's start. This is an overview of the stripping tools that Knipex has in its program and its range. Of course, we can only show the most important tools in 45 minutes. So stripping is the most difficult part of wire processing, more difficult than crimping. So why is that so? The cable material has changed a lot in the last 20 years. The insulation material can be very soft, slippery, or very hard. In addition to the different wall thicknesses of the cables can also have multiple layers of armoring. You see that here in the white picture. So this cable has a very fine wire mesh, and this makes it so difficult to choose the right stripping tool. Yeah, one tool for everything, that's not possible. This cable, for example, has multiple layers. You see it here, different type of layers, a textile here and a rubber here. And to strip this cable, you need various tools. So in German, we have a phrase that's called eierlegende Wollmilchsau. That means in English, the egg-laying woolly milk pig. So this animal does not exist. The same like the tools, one tool for everything does not exist. For example, a cable like this, you need a universal cutter, for example, a scissor and a side cutter. Just a quick information, there are two units for cable sizes worldwide. This is the metric size, square millimeter, and the American size AWG, means American wire gauge. In the list, you can see the comparison. For example, 2.5 square millimeter is AWG 40. There are two working steps in the stripping process. First is stripping the outer sheet, so removing the outer insulation, and second is stripping the single wires. This is, of course, important for choosing the right stripping tool. For many cables, you need at least two tools here, or sometimes also three tools. Then we make a difference between manual stripping tools and automatic stripping tools. With manual tools, you always have to work with feeling and not too fast. With automatic wire strippers, you should always squeeze the handles quickly so that the mechanism can grip. So let's start with the first stripping tool for bigger diameters. So we start from bigger diameters and go to smaller diameters. So you see always here the article number of Knipex, this is 1640-150, and the Distrelec article number 110-35728 in blue color. This tool is suitable for diameters up to 25 millimeter outside diameter and up to a wall thickness of 5 millimeter maximum. So the function of this tool can be compared with a can opener. I will demonstrate that for you in a moment. And you can adjust the length or the length of the blade with the red wheel here on the tool. But this tool is not suitable for rubber cable. These are too soft for the can opener. And please caution with cables which have a wire mesh, because the blade can stuck in the wire mesh. Okay, the next tool is also for removing the outer sheet, outer insulation. There are three functions here. We have a round cut or circular cut. We can do a length cut, and we can do a spiral cut. The length cut is optimal for soft material like rubber or PVC. And if you have harder material, or in the winter when the plastic material is harder, then you can do a spiral cut. The cutting depth is here maximum 3 mm. We have two versions. This is the article number, Knipex number 1630-135, goes from diameter 6 to 29. And the bigger version of the tool goes from 90 mm diameter up to 40 mm outside diameter. So this tool is similar to the stripper that I was just shown, with the difference that here is no spiral cut is possible. Instead of the spiral cut, this knife has a universal hook blade here in this area. And here we can do a maximum depth of 3.5 mm. And goes from outside diameter 8 to 28 millimeter. So also you can do, we have, you see it here a bit in the yellow circle. You can adjust the blade with a little wheel here, and you can do the round cut, the circular cut, length cut, and you have a universal blade, yeah, to do some special work on the cable. So Knipex does also have different cable knife in its range. So let's check out the article 9855 here at the last one. This knife has a sliding shoe at the tip. This here is the sliding shoe. This sliding shoe prevents the underlying layers from being damaged. So with the front or the frontal cutting edge, you can make a length cut away from the body. But if the cable has a wire mesh under the insulation, the sliding screw can get stuck in the wire mesh. Additional front cutting edge, so cutting away from the body, this is important for you. And we have here on the top of the blade a thumb support to put more pressure on the cutting edge. So here we have three other types of stripping knives. The best-selling knife at Knipex is this one here. This is the 9852 with the straight blade. All these stripping knives that I showed you have a protection cap. They are very ergonomic and they are insulated for 1000 watts. They do not have exchangeable blades, exception this one here, the 9856. So this tool here, you can change the blades. It's also 1000 volt insulated. Yeah, we move from sharp blades to very sharp blades. This is our new universal knife. It's called the Knipex. The special feature of this knife is the individually adjustable stabilization bar that you see here, which comes out if you press the second blue button. This prevents the blade from bending or breaking, especially for cables with a thick insulation where the blade is pushed all the way out. This is an enormous safety feature. So, but now I talk too much. I show you the present, show now the tools in the camera. Okay. Okay. So now we have to see, must see the smaller camera. Okay. This here is a cable. It's an energy cable, an underground cable, which is lying in the ground or in the earth. I think it's a 4 × 70 square millimeter. And this here is the so-called can opener. Here on the red wheel, you can adjust the blade. If you completely turn out the blade, you can change it 180 degrees, and we have additional spare blades directly in the tool. So you put it here underneath the outer insulation, give pressure with the thumb here, and then use it like can opener. I'm doing now the length cut. I give pressure again on the thumb with the thumb here on this part here of the tool. Now I make the round cut. Always give pressure with the thumb on the tool. So now screw. So you see, so this is perfect for bigger cables. You have to adjust it very perfectly. You see now I damaged some of these copper wires here, but if you adjust it in the correct way, then you do not damage anything. So this is one possibility to strip bigger cables. Now we have here, for example, this is here. Yeah, the most difficult cable to strip. This is a 5 times, I think it's 5 times 16 square millimeter. This is rubber cable. We have a very thick insulation here. And for example, put it in. Now I take this one here. This is the 1630-145. Again, here you have to push this part here with this up. And now
Ja, das ist das, wo ich hätte bei sein sollen.
you can adjust the blade here. Put it here. Now
Marc ist ein Projektmanager von uns, der macht jetzt die Präsider gerade über die Werkzeuge und ich hätte jetzt im Hintergrund gestanden und hätte dann
round cut. Now you turn the body 90 degrees, and now you can make the length cut. Yeah. So, not cutting, scratching, and bending. So we have to bend it, and now you can use water plier or other tools to remove the outer insulation. And you see here, nothing of the underneath cables is scratched or damaged. This is very important to not to damage the other insulations. So now I show you the spiral cut. So this is a 5 times 35 square millimeter. This is much more easier to strip because it has just here smaller, thinner outside insulation. And underneath this insulation, there is another type of rubber. Moment. So this here is the other cable knife. So here we have the protection cap for the universal blade. Here is the reel to adjust the size, the depth of the blade. So now, again here, I turn it, and you see oops, length cut. Again, I put it here, and now I turn it, careful with the knife, and you see here, can do the length cut, and with the blade, better to use the cut resistance gloves. Come later to this. So these are gloves which are cut resistant. And now I can do here the round cut. So as I said before, this cable is very, very easy to insulate because it's PVC, it's not rubber. And again, so the big trick is not to cut, just scratching and bending. So this is important for your work. Depends always on the material of the cable. So now I show you the Knipex. The Knipex is this here is the Knipex tool. With the first loose slider, you push the blade outside of the body, and with the second one comes the stabilization bar. There you see, without the stabilization bar, it's very easy to bend and to break the blade. So I push it out. So it's very stable. Inside of the tool, you have 2 additional spare blades, and it's very easy to change the spare blades, turn it, push the blue button. Now we can remove the blade, push the new blade in, push the blue button again, and This is the demonstration effect. So now it's it. So very quick and easy to change the blade, and the special thing is here the stabilization. So that's the Knipex. Change quick to the presentation again. One moment, please. Okay, are we here again? So we come from bigger diameters, we go to smaller diameters. So this here is the stripping tool. It's called Ergo Strip. It's a universal stripping tool. We have two versions. We have the 351 680. This is the Ergo Strip for right-handed people, and we have the version 301 16 786. This is the tool for left-handed persons, and the stripping capacity goes from diameter 8 to 13 millimeter. Yeah, for which type of cables is the Ergo Strip? The long side has blades. They are adapted for normal building cables or for round cables, no matter if they have a rubber insulation or PVC insulation. And the shorter side, so this here has blades for thinner outside insulations, for example, for coaxial cable or for data cable. So again, you can strip round cables, only round cables from 8 to 30 millimeter. We have here an additional blade for the length race cut for round cables. So if you want to strip longer parts, you can use the length cut. The shorter side is for coaxial data cable. Coaxial, you make the first cut here in this part. And we have stripping holes from 0.2 to 4 square millimeter here in these blades. And the second cut for coaxial cable you do in the hole of 4 square millimeter. I will show this later in the camera. So this is the Ergo Strip. And now we have here a list of all our different stripping tools that Knipex has in its range. We have here the two blades, the two knives, which I showed you. We have the Ergo Strip. We have these two versions here with the hook. We have the blade with the sliding shoe, and we have the so-called can opener. They are all adjustable, not the Ergo Strip and not the blade. You can see the cutting depth, and of course, be careful when you work with blades. They have a sharp blade. So this is an overview that you can use for you at home to choose the right tool for your cable. An important safety note, again, if you're working with very sharp knives, please use cut-resistant gloves and safety boots. There are always serious injuries when you're working with these type of blades or knives. There are also many companies where working with such knives is not allowed. Yeah, so please safety first, use cut-resistant gloves and safety goggles. Yeah, and if you ask me what is the most difficult cable to strip, I would say this one here again. It's a very flexible rubber cable with a thicker and uneven insulation. You see here, we have here different thickness of the insulation. The two upper tools here are not suitable for this application. In principle, you can only use a knife here. So if there are any security experts watching this webinar, please don't ban these knives from the production, but work out a security concept. Please do not ban these knives. They are important for the daily work of the people who strip these type of cables. But please do use the cut-resistant gloves and the safety goggles. Yeah, a quick note on working with flat cables. In some countries, like in Great Britain or in some East Europe countries like Poland and in Hungary and so on, flat cables are used in building construction. So, but these flat cables can be very different from country to country. Due to the rectangular shape, there is no professional solution in stripping tools for flat cables. And important for this, stripping tools for round cables cannot be used for flat cables. Exceptions are knives, of course. But we have three tools here that are especially suitable only for flat cable. We have here this type of stripping tool. It's somewhat awkward with hard insulation, but safer than an open blade. The maximum cable width is 30 millimeter. This one here is, from my opinion, the most professional tool and most safety tool. Very easy and safe, fast stripping. And the maximum cable width is 12 millimeter. And of course, you can use a knife, a cable knife, universal knife, like this here, for example. It can be used for all different type of cables. So give me a second. I show this again in the camera. So this is a flat cable. This has a maximum width. This is 12 millimeter. See it here, 12 millimeter. And this comes from Great Britain, or from England. And this is what's called the cable. It's a 3 times 2.5 square millimeter. So this is the automatic stripping tool. It has flat blades. So I put the cable in and just press, and that's all. You see, it's stripped without damaging the single wires. So again, I put it in, I press and pull the cable off. So now we see here, it's not damaged. Do not damage the underneath insulations of the cables. So this is one possibility to use the for flat cable. This is the 12 6480. So now we come to the automatic stripping tools. So give me a second, please. Just have to share the screen. So automatic stripping pliers. So in this overview, you can see all the automatic wire strippers that Knipex has in its range. In this chart, there are 3 factors that are important for you to work with automatic wire strippers. These are the stripping capacity. This is the stripping capacity. Habe ich noch nicht geteilt? Oh, sorry, I didn't share the screen. Sorry, so this is a live webinar. So now you see, thank you very much. So, okay, again, this is an overview with all our automatic wire strippers that Knipex has in its range. Again, the most important 3 factors are the stripping capacity that you see here. So then the adjustability, if the tools are adjustability or not. You can see here, most of them are adjustable, not this version here. And the blade shape. This here is the blade shape. So I think the stripping capacity is clear. So this tool goes from 0.2 to 6, from 0.03 to 10. And the new Distrelec 16 goes from 0.08 to 16 square millimeter. So the adjustability is important in case that the cable slips over, that the tool slips over the cable. So this happens when the cables are slippery or when they are, when it's too cold outside. The blade shape describes describes the geometry of the blade. So the more wet you see, the more the cable is cut. The less wet you see, the more the insulation is pulled off. So again, the 12-6280 has V-shaped blades. The 12-4200 has straight blades. The 12-4295 also straight blades. And the new Distrelec 16 has polygon-shaped blades. So this shape here is the best blade shape we have in automatic wire strippers. So all these tools are in the Knipex range, and we go on with the 12-5295. The Distrelec 16 is the most modern automatic wire stripper on the market today. This model includes the following features: parabolic blades. We cut more than we rip off. The tool is adjustable in 16 setting options, so 8 in plus and 8 in minus. We have a hook in the handle, which is compatible to our TT lanyards. You can write with a normal pen your name in the red block in the handle. We have half round clamping jaws, which is better for the grip if you have very slippery insulation, and we have an interlocking gripping zone without damaging the outer insulation. So this is the Pliers 16, and I show you later in the camera. And thanks to our partner Distrelec, we can present you this offer today. So if you order Pliers 16, so here we have the Distrelec article numbers. This is the article number of the Pliers 16. You can use this voucher code here, and you will get a screwdriver for free. So this is a slim screwdriver for slotted screws, 1000 volt insulated. So please, if you order the Pliers 16, use this voucher code here, and you get a free screwdriver. So the next tool is a real problem solver, in my opinion. We are talking about stripping the outer sheet of multi-core cables, like, for example, for extension cable, multi-core cable, control cable, sensor cable. And these cables can have different type of insulation material like PUR, TPU, PVC, rubber. These are these H05 cables, oil resistant and halogen-free material. So for all these type of different cables, multi-core cable, you can use the 127480. And this goes from outside diameter 4.4 millimeter to 7.5 millimeter, also for cables with an uneven sheet thickness. This is the Distrelec article number 301-16784. And give me a second. Show it in the camera again. So first, I want to show you the Pliers 16. So here we have it. Here is the wheel to adjust the blades. So this normally is the position. This is the 0 position, neutral position. So if you go into plus, the blades go more into the material. If you go into minus, then the blades are more away from the material. So I go a little bit into plus, and I have this cable tree here. We start from 0.5, 1 square millimeter. This here, then we have 2.5, the blue one here. Then we have 4 square millimeter, 6, we have 10 square millimeter, and then we have 16. So you see, without adjusting the blade, you can strip all these different type of sides. Now I want to simulate, for example, if you have very slippery or hard insulation. I put now the blades completely into minus so that they are away from the cable, and when I strip it, it slips over. You see, it does not strip. So this happens very often. And now go into plus. Now it works. So it is important to use automatic wire stripper which are adjustable. So when you are outside in the field and you have different type of cables, it's cold outside, it's warm inside, then it can happen that the cable slips over the blades. And in this case, it's very important that you have a tool which is adjustable, so you can adjust it in the case that you need. You can change the blades here. It's very, very easy to change the blade block. Just hook out this red block here. This is connected with the blade block. Just put the blade block out, bring it in, zack, and that's all you see. You can change the blade block in a couple of seconds. That's all. Here is the cutting blade. So you can cut cables up to 16 square millimeter and diameter 9mm. Now, this is a perfect tool for your daily work with all different type of cables. We have also in our range a special blade block with information. This has a special article number. So this blade block goes from 4 to 16. It's only for halogen-free cables with a very hard insulation. So again, you buy this tool, article number, and you have the black normal block from 0.0 to 16. And if you feel it does not work for the type of cable, maybe they're halogen-free, then you can order a second special blade block. So this was the preset 16. Now I want to show you again the tool for the sensor cable. So this tool, the tool body is the same like the one for the flat cable. So it's the same tool body, but you have here half round jaws, half round blades. Also an automatic stripping tool for out insulation. This here is a multi-core cable. It's 3 times, I think, 0.75. You put it in, press, and again, you can also push it through the body. If you want to strip longer, press, and that's all. And you see nothing here is damaged of the single wires. So for me, this is a perfect problem solver. This also works if you have cable with a wire mesh, which is underneath the out insulation. Okay, so one moment. I share the screen. Good. So now we go from automatic strippers to very special stripping tools. Automatic wire strippers can come at some point to their limits, especially when you have these type of special insulations like Teflon, hybrid cables, Radox cables, POF, and for example, solar, auto, or photovoltaic cables. You cannot use this type of stripping tools. And for such cases, there is our precision insulation stripper with adapted blades. Difficult word, but with this adapted blades, I don't mean your surge teeth. So this is our tool. We offer at the moment officially 7 different articles or products. 5 are metric, and we have 2 versions with AWG blades. For example, you buy the article 121206. It goes from 0.14, 0.75, 1.5, 2.5, 4, and 6. And if you have, for example, if you have a solar cable, which is 10 square millimeter, you can just order the spare blade of this part here and can put it into the body of the 121202. Yeah, for example, I have here the article, which is the most sold article for solar or photovoltaic cables, is the Distrelec number 180-83065. And this has holes for 4, 6, and 10 square millimeter. So again, I showed you in the camera. So this here is the tool. So this here is to adjust the length. So it's a length stopper. This here is a 4 square millimeter photovoltaic cable. This cable is double insulated and very, very hard. Normally you cannot use a wire stripper, an automatic wire stripper. And I put it here in the 4 square millimeter size. So, and now I press, and it has a very, very clean cutting surface of the insulation. And so this tool is perfect for very heavy and hard insulation, for example, for solar or photovoltaic cables. Good. So again, I share the presentation once again. So the last one, pliers for electrical installation. We have here 5 times in one tool. Normally, an electrician has more than one tool in his trouser or in his pocket. For example, he has a combination plier, a side nose plier, a long nose plier, a cable cutter, a stripping tool, and a crimping tool, for example. And this tool is 5 in 1. So this includes all these different type of pliers. We have here 6 different versions at Knipex. You see also here this Distrelec article number. So the tools on the right side with this switch here is with an opening string and a locking device. The last one here is 1000 volt insulated and is chrome plated. And with this tool, you can use all your daily work. I'm looking for the tool. Too much tools. Yes, it's directly in front of me. So this is here the insulation plier, cutting, strip, but do not cut, just scratch and bend it. So this is 2.5 square millimeters. So I use now here the holes for 2.5. You can strip from 0.75, 1.5, and 2.5. Put it in. That's all. And now you take an end ferrule. Ferrule on. So now we have here a universal crimping device. It's a trapezoid crimp. It goes from 0.5 to 2.5 square millimeter. Just put it in, press, and that's all. So this is a perfect universal tool for your daily work if you are working on different construction sites. And I want to show you again, I forgot this before, to show the error strip. So this thing is the error strip. Yeah, you can close and open this with this blue switch here. Again, you can strip the outer insulation, press not too much, the scratching, and the rest you bend the cable, pull it off. Now we have here the different stripping holes, 0.2 to 4. I have 2.5, I put it here, 2.5, and that's all. Here is the blade for the length cut. So I put it here. Now I press, and you can do the length cut. So see how it works. I have to press a bit more next time. So this is length cut. I have here data cable. This is the normal data cable. It's a Cat 7 cable. So they're doing here only remove only the outer shielding. The rest you do by hand. Yeah, and here is the coaxial cable. This is a typical 7mm cable, which I use normally all over the world. The first cut you do here in the shorter side, around 12mm. So now we have here the aluminum shield. Depends on the connector. You leave it in this position or you do it in the back, like this here. And now you go in the hole of 4 square millimeter, around the half, 6mm length, and do the second cut, this, and that was it. We have also, if you are using only this type of coaxial cable, we have a special tool only for coaxial cable. You can use this one here. Goes from smaller diameters up to 11mm outside diameter. Put it here, turn with the finger the wheel, and that's all. Completely in one operation, you strip the cable in the right length. So you can also use this type of tool only for the coaxial cable. Yes, and that was it in principle, I think. Let's check out what I have now here in the presentation. Okay. Yes, these are our 4 focus products for this presentation. Yeah, we have the ergo strip, we have the Cutix, we have the universal cutter with a protection bar. We have the pretty strip, which you can use the voucher, can get a free screwdriver, and we have the insulation plier. So if you use these 4 cable tools, yeah, you can be sure you can do your daily work very, very easy. Again, special promotion for you: buy our focus product, and you get a screwdriver for free with this voucher code. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for your attention. Thanks also to Distrelec to use your platform here to show this little presentation on slipping tools. And yeah, Christina and Brandy, do we have questions in our chat?
Yes, we have a couple of questions, but they are all answered by us.
Oh, perfect. I have the perfect team here with me. Yeah, thank you very much. Daniel, also from my side, thank you very much. And yeah,
Thank you very much, Marc, for the wonderful presentation.
And if you have questions, ask me. I clean a little bit here, and I hear you.
So, do we have any questions in the chat for Marc?
Oh, Christina said it's already answered.
Oh, thank you, Christina. Okay. Well, we'll leave it for a minute. Hopefully, get all of the last questions in. If we do have any more, get them answered, and then we'll finish off there. We've got a very good presentation, 10 out of 10 from an anonymous attendee. So thank you, Marc. Joanne says thank you. Martin also says thank you very much for the presentation. So it's just praise, Marc, really, not questions, just getting a lot of praise. Very good presentation. Thank you very much, Marc.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a good start in the week, I would say.
Okay, so we'll call that an end. Thank you very much for all attending. I hope you found that very informative. And if you have any sort of follow-up questions, please feel free to email one of the panelists. So we'll end that there. And thank you very much again, Marc. Great stuff. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.